So today I'm going to talk about who you hang out with is what you become. Now, that's not necessarily true because I have a good amount of friends that aren't like me at all, and I still love them for who they are. So at the end of the day, who you hang out with, you don't necessarily become them, but there's a certain extent. It depends on how negative these people are, how much down the wrong path that they are set on, and it depends on not just interests. You could have different interests, and it's fine to have somebody else by your side, and you're not going to turn into them because over time you might like that interest, and to you it's a little on the bad side, it's on the negative side, but it doesn't change who you are. You could always be yourself. It's all a mind thing, so you never change who you actually are. But the main thing is that who hang out with, you don't have to become that person because you associate yourself with them. You can associate with people and still like them for certain other things, and because of those things that you like about them, you stick with hanging out with them, and there's no controversy, there's no problems, there's no issues, because you're not changing who you are at the end of the day. So I think it depends on how positive or how negative somebody is in your group, in your social group, that changes who you are. Because if somebody is 90% negative and you are a very positive person, you start hanging out with that group of people, then yes, they will drag you into that negative percentage, because that's a high percentage. But if, say that, it's like atoms, where they collide, a plus and a negative, two positives, two negatives, and at the end of the day, sometimes differences are good, sometimes that, not just because you like the same stuff means that it works together. Sometimes you might have a best friend that, a lot of the things are actually different, tons of them are, but you still think that, you laugh together, you think stuff is funny, you like, one or two things that are the same, and you guys get along together, or you grew up together in the same childhood, or, I'm not speaking on anybody's particular, but at the end of the day, what you want to do is you want to hang out with groups of friends that you think will lead you into the positive light even more than you already are. So say you are a positive person, you start hanging out with more positive people, then it's just very obvious you're just going to start becoming more positive or continue being positive. But if you start hanging out with people that are very, very negative, then you're just going to start becoming more of a negative person. So at the end of the day, really, I'm not saying that everybody you hang out with, like say you love football like so much, like ridiculous, just because that you have to hang out with people that love football as much as you. I could have a best friend that hates football, but we have other interests, and at the end of the day, I like that person because they make me laugh, or they're funny, or we like to play games, and we share some other interests, so that's all I gotta say. I gotta say that's it. And at the end of the day, you start to become another person only if that other person tries to drag you down a path that you are not familiar with, or you do not want to be associated with. So, but that's all I gotta say. And at the end of the day, choose wisely, and try to be positive and stick with positive people. So let's stay active and get kinetic.